Coming up on This Is True Really News, the Paulsbo, Washington City prosecutor is resigning. And I knew everybody would want to know about it.
Sure?
Yep.
Okay.
It's happening, man.
I'm a little stunned.
Yep, right. So please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News because we want to grow the audience. If you come across news you think we would enjoy, please send it to TITR@netradio.network, and we will name names and show pictures, I think. Right?
Can we do
or
that?
Something. Well, we can name names.
Okay.
The listeners won't be able to hear it, but the watchers will. Well, not hear it, they'll be able to see it. I'm very confused now.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let Sheila do her thing.
Sheila, do your thing.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
So the CDC is, of course, one of our favorite governmental organizations.
Oh, yeah, I love these guys. I've got some stories coming up later that revolve around their
It's right up with the World Health Organization.
And their malpractice.
So they've come out with the list. They put out the average number of sex partners. This would be part one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So this will also depend on how much you trust CDC numbers.
For you and me?
The studies show the actual amount of times we have sex per year is less than you'd actually think. When it came to the archives of sexual behavior, the 2017 study found that the average adult has sex 54 times a year, once a week, give or take. Probably twice if there's a birthday. I'm making that up. If you're Sheldon, of course, it is only on birthdays. A specific survey question asked of sexually experienced women and men aged 25 to 49, how many opposite sex partners have they had in their lifetime? Also known as their average number of sex partners, for those of us that couldn't put that together.
Right.
So between 2015 and 2019, the median for women was 4.3 partners. Men at 6.3. So all that bragging they do,
yeah,
they are either the outlier, they're the freak, or they're lying to you. Anyone shocked? Go ahead. Anyone? Nope. Okay. No. As a whole, the stats have women with one sexual partner amounting to 17.7% of those taking part in the survey.
Okay.
Men with only one sexual partner at 11%. On the other end of the stats, 28.3% of men who took part in the survey said they have had 15 or more sexual partners, while women at the other end of the survey had a almost 13% body count.
Wow. Oh, hold it. Wait a minute. Try that at 13 partners?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Almost.
Okay.
They would have 12.9% partners.
Okay.
I don't know how you get that 9%. I suspect somewhere out there there's a comedian that will tell us.
But here's the thing. In this day and age, how do they get away with doing this study like only on cisgendered heteros?
Oh, please.
I'm just saying.
Don't bring that part up. That's all I got. They probably have every known deviation. And I do mean deviation.
I knew a guy who loved his dog. Anyway, from Reason.com, Paulsbo, Washington City prosecutor Alex Foster resigned following a no-confidence vote from the union representing the city's police officers, as well as criticism from the city's police chief and mayor. What did she do?
What did she do?
She informed the court that a protection order request to seize a gun from a woman that had been filed by a city police officer contained false information. I would be guessing that would be the city prosecutor's job, wouldn't you? I mean,
one would think.
County prosecutors agreed with Foster and added the officer to the county's Brady list, a record of officers who have been documented to have given false information. However, an investigation found the misinformation was not added by the police officer, but by a police department social worker.
Okay.
The report said the officer did not spot the mistake and did not actually intend to file false information. Foster actually agreed with that assessment, and the officer was not otherwise disciplined, but she said the law required that the false statement be reported regardless of the officer's intent. So it looks like it stays on his record.
But it was
the social worker.
But that's not right.
Yeah, well, that's why it was in, reason.com, because it's unreasonable.
I'm so confused.
It's typical bureaucracy, is it not? That's the job. She reported it, but it shouldn't be on that guy's record. And I don't care if your rules don't prepare you, or you don't have rules sufficient to deal with that. You were dumb for not seeing it, and now you got to change them.
Wow. No, we like our rules. We're going to keep it that way. And this was just an oops. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow. So the CDC average number of sex partners part 2.
Oh,
the findings were shared on Reddit,
which is always a great source.
And of course, folks decided to share their thoughts. One person said, I legitimately find either number, either high or low, hard to believe. Mm-hmm. It's like, are we counting in dog years? It's almost funny.
Well, 1 equals 7.
One guy writes in, I didn't expect to come to this thread and see so many people calling the number low. My only sexual partner in my life has been my wife, so I guess I'm the guy bringing this down.
Yeah, right. Thanks, buddy.
You and about 4 others, that's it, dude.
We were going for a record.
Meanwhile, a fourth added, I have cited this statistic multiple times as evidence to the fact that people aren't having nearly as much casual sex as people think they are. And you would get that impression from, say, watching any network television.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There are other sources say people in the U.S. on average have between 10 and 11 as their average number of partners, but that can vary wildly from state to state. I bet Minnesota and Wisconsin would be higher.
Well, I bet pro athletes just throw the curve off.
It's very cold here in the winter.
Yeah, yes. There must be snuggling.
If the cable goes out, what do you do?
Shovel the driveway.
By the way, the country with the most reported sex partners is Turkey, if you're keeping track. Average of 16 during their lifetimes. Iceland, New Zealand. Do you know New Zealand is the southernmost of the tropical islands?
I did not
Iceland,
know that.
New Zealand, and Australia come in with 13 or more sexual partners on average.
Well, how do the Icelanders find new Oh, their vacation destination. No wonder. Okay, yeah. Because I would think after all 27 people have sex with each other.
It's a tourism industry, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
The country, where was I? Oh, on the other side, on the low end, India, an average of only 3 sexual partners during the course of a lifetime. Hong Kong, Vietnam, China tend to also be in the lower end with just less than 4 sexual partners per lifetime. Huh.
Who'd have thunk?
I didn't know I was Indian. Well, not really Indian. I'd probably be Pakistani right next door to India.
Yeah. Likely one of those guys.
Yeah.
Keith Stonehouse was looking after his son Mason while his wife Kristen was seeing a movie with some friends.
Okay.
As a treat before bed, Keith let Mason play a game on his phone.
Uh-oh.
Instead, the boy clicked over to the takeout app and just started ordering. How old is this kid? I don't know how old the kid is.
It's like leaving a keys in your car. Don't.
Keith said, I was putting Mason to bed and saw a car pull up, and the doorbell rang with the driver dropping off a big bag of stuff. Now, my wife owns a Slice of Heaven Cakes bakery, and it was a big wedding weekend, so I thought it was just somebody dropping off decorative stuff they, used from her. But it turned out to be from Leo's Coney Island. I said, what the heck? Doorbell rang again, and it kept happening. Car after car. Cars were pulling into the driveway while others were pulling out. I finally asked one of them what they were delivering. He said, we ordered chicken shawarmas. Anybody want some shawarma? I took the food and then it hit me. Oh, no.
You got to go all the way back to the first Avengers movie for that. But okay.
I looked at my phone with repeated messages that my food was getting ready. My food was being delivered. I looked at my bank account and it was getting drained. Mountains of pizza, shrimp, salads, and sandwiches arrived to an increasingly furious Keith. At one point, his bank sent him a fraud alert declining a $439 order from one pizza place, but a $183 order from the same restaurant did go through.
Huh?
Yeah, all this extra food ended up in the family's fridges, with Keith even inviting neighbors over for a bite.
So confused. By the way, if your vampire neighbor invites you over for a bite, don't go.
Yeah, right. Keith has since changed his passwords.
Smooth move, dude.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.